The snow fell silently that morning, the kind of quiet that makes you wonder if the whole world has stopped breathing. And on the side of that frozen country road, barely visible through the swirling white, stood three small figures. Not snowmen, not winter birds, but children. Three sisters clinging to each other so desperately. Their shivering bodies seemed to form a single being. Sophia, just 12 years old but already an old soul, held her sisters close. Little Mia clutched a half-frozen white kitten to her chest, while 5-year-old Lily buried her face in Sophia's side, her tiny fingers gripping a ragged stuffed rabbit. "Mama's gone," Lily had whispered that morning when the landlord threw them out. "She's sleeping in the snow now." Then headlights, a sleek black car slowing to a stop. The window rolled down, revealing a man in an expensive coat, Alexander Kane, billionaire CEO, a man whose face graced business magazines but whose eyes had forgotten how to smile. "What are you doing out here?" he asked, his breath making clouds in the air. Sophia lifted her chin, trying to sound brave. "Our mom died today. We have nowhere to go." Something in Alexander's chest tightened. Maybe it was Lily's blue-tinged lips. Maybe it was the way Mia's kitten gave a pitiful mewl. Or maybe it was seeing himself in Sophia's eyes. That same loneliness he saw in the mirror every morning. "Get in," he said suddenly, throwing open the car door. "You're coming home." In that moment, Alexander didn't realize he wasn't just rescuing them. He was rescuing himself too. But trust. Oh, that would take time. The girls gasped as they entered the marble foyer, their dirty shoes leaving tracks on the polished floor. Crystal chandeliers glittered above them like frozen tears. This is your house," Mia whispered, her first words in days. Alexander nodded. "And now it's yours too." But Sophia pulled her sisters closer. "Why are you doing this?" Alexander knelt until he was eye level with Lily. "Because no child should be left in the cold," he said simply. The housekeeper, Mrs. Whitmore, appeared with towels. Good heavens! They're ice cubes. She herded them toward warm baths, clucking like a mother hen. Later, wrapped in borrowed pajamas, far too big for them, the girls sat before the fire. Alexander watched from the doorway as Sophia tried to braid Lily's hair just like their mother used to. "Will we stay here forever?" Lily asked sleepily. Sophia hesitated. "I don't know, Bug. But we're safe tonight." The first morning in Alexander's mansion dawned bright and cold. Sunlight streamed through the windows, painting golden stripes across 3 little beds where the sisters slept, really slept, for the first time in months. But the warmth of blankets couldn't heal everything. Dr. Bennett's face grew graver with each finding. Severe malnutrition in all 3. Lily's fever is dangerously high. Mia hasn't spoken since the trauma. Alexander clenched his jaw as the doctor pointed to scars on Sophia's back. "These aren't from cold. These are belt marks." "I'll get them whatever they need," Alexander growled, his voice thick. The doctor hesitated. "Money can buy medicine, Mr. Kane. But healing these wounds, that takes something richer than dollars." Days passed. Lily's fever broke. Sophia watched over her sisters like a tiny soldier, jumping at every noise. And Mia. Sweet, silent Mia. One afternoon, Alexander found her in the library, carefully drawing the white kitten, now named Snowball, with stolen office supplies. "That's beautiful," he murmured, not wanting to startle her. Mia didn't look up, but her pencil slowed. Then, so quiet he almost missed it. "Mama used to draw with me." Alexander's breath caught. The first words she'd spoken in weeks. He didn't trust himself to speak, so he simply sat beside her, offering a fresh box of colored pencils. Mia's fingers brushed his. Tiny connection. That night, a storm rattled the windows. Alexander, unable to sleep, wandered the halls, only to freeze outside the girl's room. Voice. Broken. But singing. Lavender's blue, dilly dilly. Peeking in, he saw Sophia cradling Lily, singing their mother's lullaby through tears. The sight cracked something open in him. The next evening, he appeared at their doorway with an old record player. My mother. She loved this song. The needle dropped, and the same lullaby filled the room, this time sung by a woman's gentle voice. Lily's eyes widened. Mama's song. Sophia looked at Alexander like she was seeing him for the first time. No words. Just a silent nod of thanks. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. Mrs. Whitmore was teaching Lily to bake cookies when the girl accidentally flipped flour everywhere, coating herself, the counter, even the grumpy chef's hat. Lily's laughter rang out like church bells. Pure. Unafraid. From the doorway, Alexander felt an unfamiliar tug at his lips, until he realized Mia was laughing too. And Sophia. She was smiling. Actually smiling. Mrs. Whitmore wiped flour from her glasses. Well now. Sounds like this old house finally remembers how to breathe. 4 weeks. That's how long it had been since Alexander Kane brought 3 snow-dusted orphans into his empty mansion. 4 weeks of quiet healing, of tentative trust. And now life was about to change forever. Alexander adjusted his tie, hesitating at the front door. It's just 3 days, he told Sophia, who stood stiffly with arms crossed. We'll be fine, she said too quickly. But her knuckles were white where she gripped Mia's shoulder. Lily launched forward, wrapping around Alexander's leg. Don't go. For a man who'd negotiated billion-dollar deals, Alexander had never felt so lost. He knelt, gently prying Lily loose. I have to, little bug. But I promise. Grown-ups always break promises, Sophia muttered. The word stung. Alexander slipped something into Lily's hand. A polished stone. This is a wishing stone. Hold it tight and I'll come home faster. That night, the mansion felt cavernous again. Mia stared at her unfinished kitten drawing. Lily clutched the stone under her pillow. Sophia paced like a caged animal. Mrs. Whitmore sighed. They're waiting for him, aren't they? Then inspiration struck. Alexander returned 2 days early, exhaustion lining his face. But as he entered the foyer, Mr. Alex. 3 missiles launched at him. Lily crashed into his knees, Mia clung to his arm, and even Sophia hovered close, trying and failing to look indifferent. Then, Sophia thrust a crayoned paper at him. We made this. For you. The drawing showed 5 figures under a tree. 1. Sophia, tall with a braid. 2. Mia holding Snowball. 3. Lily waving. 4. Alexander, recognizable by his red tie. 5. A smiling woman with angel wings. Scrawled at the top. Our family. Alexander's hand shook. That's when he knew. Judge Hernandez peered over her glasses. Mr. Kane, you understand adoption is permanent. Yes, Your Honor. And girls. She softened. You want this. Lily bounced. Yes, please. Mia nodded fiercely. Sophia. She took Alexander's hand. He came back. The first snowfall came again, but this time laughter warmed the Kane house. Mia's drawings now covered the fridge. Lily's wishing stone collection filled a jar. Sophia had started calling him Dad when she thought he wasn't listening. As Alexander tucked Lily in, she whispered, Remember when we were snow girls? Now you're my sunshine girls, he replied, kissing her forehead. And so the mansion learned to sing, not with crystal chandeliers and polished marble, but with crayon art on walls, cookie crumbs in the kitchen, and 3 little hearts that thawed a winter they thought would never end. If this story found its way into your heart, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments, who's the person who chose you? Don't forget to subscribe for more real-life fairy tales. Until next time, be someone's sunshine.